Stop recording.
You know, it's
Record. I don't know
um,
what. We're gonna go ahead and start because you're doing good already. What?
yeah, at times at times in our lives, it's like it could be at any point. I think that's one of those things that we deal with in life, that it's not going to be a matter of if it's there. It's that it's there, but how are we going to handle it? You know what I mean? How do we deal with it?
Yeah.
And it's how do I interpret it? What's my attitude do I take towards it? It's almost like fear and anger. You know that at some point you're going to be made afraid, or fear is going to come, but what do you do with it? Do I succumb to it? Or do I face it head on and say, nope, I'm not going to allow, I'm not going to allow this fear to overcome me. And the same thing with depression. I liken it, to deal with it is, one of the things, depression and gratitude, they can't occupy the same space. So if the moment I get to a place of being depressed, I know I have to find something
Grateful for.
to be grateful for, exactly, and replace that depression or that with something of positive, and not no cliche positive, not something that's okay, well, something really, that's gonna make a difference. An example would be, you know, something that make you laugh. Let me find something on, that may be a cartoon show or whatever it is, something that that works, that will make you laugh, or something that you watch on it. I guess my point is that it can be something that could be handled. It's something that could be managed. It's something that um, could be managed, and I do believe could be dealt with, and really gotten rid of. You know, um, who am I hanging around? What people? What company? What kind of environment am I in? Am I in a depressed environment? Do I need to remove myself from that environment? And that comes to a point where I'm, really paying attention to myself, and what is it that's making me depressed? You know what I mean? Instead of looking at it as a thing of, well, this is something that I have. It's just who I am. It's what I am. It's just all I'm gonna be. That's it. That's what my life is. No, I mean, I'd rather look at it as a place or something that maybe um a place that it doesn't have to be the all in and be all. Now, anxiety, when for anxiety for me, and when I was looked up anxiety and really thought over it, well, I mean, anybody else gonna go on there?
Ooh, you're
That
breaking
was
up.
what I had on. Anybody else want to share is going to say anything on depression? Is anyone sharing?
You're breaking up again.
Can you hear me? Am I breaking up? I'm there. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
I hear you now. You are breaking up. Does anybody else want to share on anything about depression, anxiety?
Look like some text, something was happening in the text. Oh, hey.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
Steven?
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I agree 1000% that it is all in what we do with our depression. Do we let our depression kick us down, or
Yeah.
do we actually take hold and do something with the anxiety that we go through?
Yeah.
Do you lay down and take it, or do you do something and busy yourself and keep your mind strong?
Right. Agreed.
That's it. You just got to keep continuing and just do what you can, because there are certain things that we cannot control, and we don't need to beat ourselves up over that.
Absolutely.
Now go ahead.
I was going to ask Maya if her friend's not on. I'm not sure Maya's on. Wait,
Yeah.
here.
Hold on.
She's having troubles with her friends getting on. She's trying to help her. Well, it looks like it's not going to be a very good meeting tonight, except for just us four.
I might. So we could go into
Okay, so
anxiety. We could,
she's gonna try
okay.
to get out. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead. If she calls
Anxiety.
in, maybe she could call in. Maybe she can call in. It'll work if she use one of the call-in numbers.
Of course, she fussed me out talking about some. Why is there so many daggone numbers to call in?
I know. I know.
She said, "Why is it so freaking?"
That's enough to give you anxiety.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
and she's a cop, so you would think this
Uh-oh.
is nothing to her. And retired cop at that. So
Mm-mm.
it's amazing. And a Philly cop. Okay, you know that's real deal. Holyfield right there.
Man, I remember I was in Philly and I had a job out there for property preservation. And we was at a house and my crew was there, they was doing a house, and somebody rode by and threw a mattress on top of my truck, on top of the truck, on our load, because we did. And there was two cops over there that pulled into the 7-Eleven, and we went to talk to him, and he was like, he came over there and was like, he looked at it and he's like, man, okay, just go ahead and dump it. We got murders we got to deal with around here. I was like, it was like, that was my first encounter with him. Like, he's like, man, just take it. Just take it away. It's like, and don't you got to go to the dump anyway? I was like, wow. When you said that, that just reminded me of that. Oh, there she go.
She's trying. She
She's
said
still
she
got
was
no audio.
Yeah, I guess it's really given. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's
There
what
it
I
is.
thought too. I saw it I saw that too last time. It didn't work. It didn't. It's still
Val.
going.
I guess she's still trying to get it together.
Is she on her computer or her
No,
phone?
she's on her phone.
Mm.
She downloaded everything and was trying to get everything up. So I'm like, okay.
The numbers don't work if she dial in.
Gotta
Oh,
have good stories, huh?
oh. Why don't maybe give her the link, right?
There we go.
There she goes. Okay. Let's
Hey,
connect.
Val. Okay, why I keep jumping off?
Hey, how about if she go into Zoom, click on join, and then type in the meeting number? Go into Zoom.
Yeah, that's what she was saying she was doing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Didn't
And she
work
said
either.
she got everything signed up with the registration, but she was still having problems kind of getting the audio to work.
So I didn't have any problems. I clicked the link and I already had the app, and it just said use audio with device or dial in. And I chose use audio with the device, and it just connected me to you guys.
Yeah, I think she's in now.
I
Val?
see it now.
Oh, there you
There
go.
we are. Look at that.
Hey, hello, Val. Val. All right.
All right.
So anxiety. Anybody want to take anxiety? Well, what do you think, Maya? How do you want to do it with the next step? How you want to proceed? Or you still want to
Well,
talk about?
the I think more so now than ever, with the anxiety of just kind of staying in the house and trying to stay put, and everybody telling you no, 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 don't go, don't go, don't go. That's an anxiety in its own. So I mean, with anxiety, I think would be a nice blanket over other things. Maybe like really negative thoughts. Um, a sense of what's the word? A sense of, just kind of, in a word, like giving up kind of situation. And we don't want that to happen. We want everyone to just kind of be able to like come together with someone that, and it doesn't have to be face to face or anything like that, but just in
Grace,
having like stuff like this, the support, to have
join the meeting.
everyone with everyone, we're all on one accord and in hopes of it, that we can all support each other and not just, kind of stay to ourselves and different things like that, because you never know, somebody else is going through something and we could say something to them or do something, or, you know, maybe make them laugh in a way that they wouldn't normally laugh by themselves. That's just me. But
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, Mr. Maurice. Work it.
No, I agree with you. The anxiety, you know, especially in times like this, these groups and these meetings and opportunities to network with individuals really help to ease anxiety and make it you know, make things better for, you know, because, you know, when for the week, you know, I looked up anxiety, depression, and claustrophobia, and, you know, just kind of been, you know, thinking about it the whole week. And, you know, distress. So anxiety is a distress or uneasiness of mind caused by fear of danger or misfortune. And then the number two definition is earnest but tense desire or eagerness. So to me that means, okay, and then this the sentence for it was, number two is, he had a keen anxiety to succeed in his work. So to me, it has really two definitions, a positive and negative. That was the both, you know, for me, it was a flip side to it, you know, because it could be anxious, you know, anxious to do good or anxious in a good way. And again, it really takes me back to the depression part. You know, for depression, you know, both Steve and I agreed that, you know, we may have it, and we all have it. Lisa said, like fear, anger, and anxiety being the same, right? Um, and anxiety, symptoms of intense. So it's something that we all have, but what do you do with it? You know, so, and I think for me, it comes down to, for me, is really being conscious of myself, being present with myself, and what. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I thought about it after I called the first time, I had the time at wrong. It was 8:30, but I didn't see that it was 8:30 Central Time, right? And I'm on trying to get on the phone, and I'm like, okay, we got. Like, I knew we had the other call, but you got 5 minutes. I'm going through back and forth. That was a state of anxiety for me. You know, it was like, okay, I want to be on late. I want to get on at the right time. Like, then I realized I'm like a whole hour earlier. You know, so but it's not that you're not gonna have it, but what do I do? What do I do with it? Do I succumb and wallow in it and make it a, you know what I mean? Make it my permanent state, you know? So I really liken anxiety the same as depression, you know, as it may come, but what do I do with it? What is my attitude of it? What is the attitude? And these type of, and then surrounding yourself with individuals that, you know, there's always an upbeat person or somebody that you know that you can call that always has an energy level. Or doing things that's going to raise your tone scale, raise your level of energy, you know, and finding someone in that group, or, you know, the meetings that we share, you know, with the ATS and we go through as we meet, those are helpful, you know, because we have different viewpoints and different, you know, and you're expressing, and, you know, so
Well, too.
but
I'm trying to make them all.
I know, right? Yeah. But that's what I got on anxiety. I think it's there. It's a matter of what you do with it, what I do with it, and being conscious of it, knowing when it happens. You know, when it's coming up. Okay, I'm feeling anxiety right now. I'm feeling a little anxious. You know, and having things that I can say to talk, because there's nothing wrong with it. I have to, because when I embrace it and I understand, okay, I know it, that I'm feeling anxious right now. But if I make it a diagnosis, you know, and I make it a curse or make it a death sentence, then I'm looking at it as, okay, whoa, I have anxiety, man. I got that anxiety, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, you know, so it doesn't have to be that. It could be, okay, I'm feeling anxious right now a little bit. Well, what can I do to, you know, I realized that the call was 9:30. Okay, I'm good now. I ain't got you know, I'm not late. You know, it's all right. Or, you know, so, or what, but I think being present, that's the point. You know, kind of being present with where I'm at and being present. And that's a big one, to be free in present time, like right now where I am, because often though, anxiety and depression really is stronger because of past things that have happened in our life, in my life. So if I'm anxious and deal with something in a state of depression based on something that happened years ago, and I'm not present, then I could be reliving something that happened years ago that is not even happening right now.
I think
You
it's
know?
fear too, because it ties in. So like you said,
Oh yeah.
for the whole thing of being a past situation, most people kind of live with those type things, and it's like you have the anxiety and the fear all in at the same time. So you kind of like you respond to everything the same way that you did,
Yep.
so you're stuck
Yep.
right then and there. Like,
Yep.
what are you doing?
Yep.
Like, how long
Yep.
is it going to take for you to heal from this thing? So,
Ever.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and then, right. So it's like, you just kind of, you got to either juggle it, figure out, okay, am I going to stay here or am I going to move on? Am I going to let this kind of hinder me? Because I could have really been further in life had I not had this fear or anxiety or, you know,
Sure.
dealt with it the way that I did. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything to say? Ms. Val, would you like to hone in on this?
I mean, I don't have those type of anxiety. I mean, I know everybody has some type of stress levels and they reach it where, like right now we're all indoors. It's like nothing to do. I'm always going to find something to do. The other day, believe it or not, I downloaded some oldies.
Yeah.
And I did a duo connect with my family. We had a dance party.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We had a dual dance party.
There you go.
My brothers, my sisters, and we're just sitting there just jamming away. Because I think about it, like when we had that big snowfall, everybody was stuck indoors. Nobody could go anywhere. Depression was there, blah, blah, blah. You got cabin fever. You're after each other. So when it starts to creep in, like, Dad, I want to go out there. I got something to do, and now I'm stuck in here. So now I got to find something else to do, which
There
is
you
one,
go.
start cleaning my room. How many times can you clean your room or your house?
Yeah. You
So,
mine because I don't got time. I'm not stuck indoors. I have to work.
yeah. So how many times you going to clean that room or clean that bathroom or something like that? So what I do is, like, I call my sister and say, hey, you remember this song? And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
playing a dance party. Or I have games. I haven't played board games in a long time. And believe it or not, I have a daughter that cheats, okay? But we play games. I found the vintage games. I don't know if anybody, I'm telling my age, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Okay.
Nice.
So I'm sitting there playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots and Uno and stuff like that, and creating an atmosphere to take their mind off of, dag, I'm not outside. I got to wear a mask. I got to put these gloves on. You got some stores, you got to stand in line just to get into the cotton picking store. So I think it's a frame of mind because we are conditioned. We got people that don't like change,
Mm-hmm.
and change is coming.
Yep.
How do you deal with this? Because now our world has changed from what it was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with change. Yeah, we were dealing with change. We're not liking what's happening. And that's like if you go to another position in a job and you're not used to doing that particular job, and now you're being introduced into another aspect that you are now have to do. It's a change. Some people can handle it. Some people can adapt to it. Some people can't. So now we got to figure out how to get those people that are having trouble accepting change.
Mm-hmm.
And this is all that's what's going through. We're going through a change.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knows. We have the fear of not knowing if you're going to have a job, you're going to have food or whatever. All this is bothering everybody. And it's not affecting just you or me. It's affecting the whole world.
Yep.
Okay. So we're all in this together.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what do we do while we're waiting, while we're going through this change? We know we have control of the little bit of what we have control over right now. which is right here in our very homes with our families. You can get on the phone. You can do a dual conversation. You can play cards. You can dance. I mean, I download so many old songs from Spotify. I'm like, thank you, Spotify. I have a dance party. You know, I blast the music, and my kids, oh, I remember you used to play that when I was a kid. And like, yeah. And they're singing and we're singing along. And before you know it, the atmosphere done changed in the house.
Yep. There you go. Look at that. So
even though this is your advice, I hear a lot of people say, I'm in prison. If you were in prison, you would know you're in prison. You're not
for sure.
You have freedom to go to your refrigerator and get as fat as you want, because I've done it. And be happy with it. Be happy with it. I gained 18 pounds, okay? So it's hard with this change. It's really hard. And we're all going through it. But then you have to ask yourself, what makes you happy?
Right.
This moment makes you happy because you don't have the virus. You're not sick. You're doing
gratitude.
Yourself is protecting yourself and your loved ones.
Gratitude.
And that's right. And you can still communicate. Okay. Think about the ones that are on the respirators, and some of them take it and some of them don't. We're still here. We got a story to tell. We have a story to tell. So I've been writing I have kept a little journal every day, taking little pictures, saying, hey, I woke up this morning feeling great. You know, I looked outside, it's raining, but it's a beautiful day because I can see that it's raining. I can feel the drops. I'm not in no one's hospital. So I have to try to put a spin on a bad situation. And really, it's not that bad.
Not at all. No.
You're not sick.
Right. Could be worse.
It could be worse. So yeah, anxiety is there. My daughter's downstairs listening to Frank Sinatra. She is 22 years old. 23 years old. Love Frank Sinatra. So she's down there blasting her Frank Sinatra. My other son is playing Grand Theft Auto because he's never played it before. And my son-in-law, sorry. And then I'm just sitting up here talking with you fine folks. That's a blessing.
It is.
That kind of
did you have anything to say, Miss Lady? Any churning in?
Grace?
Who?
Did you see
her?
Miss Grace?
Miss Grace?
Oh, that's a pretty name, Saving Grace.
It's awesome. She's amazing. She's one of our she's one of the people that actually do a lot of inducting into the classes that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that called. That's the one. Get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. I've been listening to everyone. Oh, thank you. I've been listening to everyone, and everyone has been saying some great things. Thank you, Grandma. I'm hanging with my grandma right now, and and every night when I get done with work, I come over and I hang out with her, and we watch TV, and I catch up on all the soap operas that she watches. And so, and she tells me about everything that's going on. And I'm telling you, this lady is 99 years old. We'll forget. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll forget items on a grocery list. But if you ask her what happened on The Young and the Restless, she can tell you scene by scene what's going on. I love it every day. But you know, with you all, with the topics that you all are talking about, and you know how people are dealing with having to stay at home with everything that's going on. Now, if you're an introvert, like I've got some friends who are introverts, they're having no problem with what's going on today because they've been doing it every day. So with extroverts like myself, yeah, you know, I find stuff to do, and I'm glad that I stay close to my grandmother, so I have somebody that I can come and, you know, have someone to talk with and everything like that. And because the whole social distancing thing, hey, you know, some people like having people around to hang around and talk to. But you know, that anxiety, that stress, that's real, you know, and people have to find outlets and healthy outlets, and you know, not the whole the addictive outlet. you don't want to happen. And so, yeah, I love everything everyone was saying. And wow, 22 years old and listening to Frank Sinatra. You know how you get the more mature will say, "What you know about Frank Sinatra?" You know, and I love hearing about the dance party that y'all had. That's good. So that's the way the extroverts can really get it, virtual and have everybody on screen and having a dance party. Yeah, that's the way to go.
I try to keep it busy. I try to keep it busy. So what happened to you, Restless Girl?
So, Grace, we could do a dance revolution for the ATS. That would be awesome.
Right now.
I can't hurt nobody that way.
And we need to have us a fun meeting one day.
Definitely.
That would be nice.
What are you talking about? This is fun.
Yeah, it is.
We need an ATS. No.
Okay, I didn't quite understand that.
They meeting and teach us a lot all the time. But we need a break and have some fun during one of them classes. What? Have a virtual barbecue. What?
Oh, a virtual barbecue. I wouldn't mind that one.
I don't know if y'all would like that because y'all be jealous about the food I'll be eating.
Well, we can't tell. We just asked you what's in it.
Oh,
That was some good things, though. Valerie brought out some good points, though. She talked about taking the time to write, or no, taking the time to do different things. What else? The music. Music always is a good one because music itself is changes the tone and changes the mood, and especially nostalgic music and music that take you back to things, especially. So, Grace brought up a good point about the introvert, and it's going to affect different people different ways. And that's valuable, to realize that everybody's going to be affected different. An extrovert is going to be affected different by than an introvert would. And that's where it comes back to identifying, what type of person am I? I'm good with, being introvert. I'm good with being alone. I do everything by myself. A lot of times I'm good with it. So, like some people, it really depends on the individual, But one thing jumped out at me was serenity prayer, is accepting the things I can't change, and embracing the change, it's an attitude, So, what about claustrophobia? Anybody want to tackle that one, or fear, or which? Yeah, yes. Okay.
I do have a little bit of claustrophobia. I guess because my past home was way bigger and we had like really, really tall ceilings. So we had like 12-foot ceilings and it was gorgeous. And now I'm in like regular, like on the ground floor. I hate it. I'm like, oh no, I need more room.
Left to clean though.
It's hard.
Way left to clean. You don't have to climb 12 foot of ceiling just to dust off a cobweb.
I don't. I didn't.
You ain't climbing nowhere.
That's the point.
There's a brighter side to everything.
It
Says, oh, let's get a 2 or 3 story house, and I was like, you gonna clean it? I don't think so.
And the heat bill in it gonna be way more to heat it, to maintain it.
I told her I was gonna build us a house, and there's gonna be a 3-story house, and 2 of it's gonna be underneath the ground, and it's mine.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I had experience with claustrophobia. I never did before until I had an accident and I was rear-ended. And for some reason, after that accident, and when they strapped me in the ambulance and I got to the hospital, I'm like, I couldn't take it. They couldn't strap me in, but they said, well, we have to. And ever since that moment, I couldn't get back into MRI machines. And I know it's mental, and I know it's more,
It's real.
Yeah, and it's like I ain't never had that problem before. I would get in the machine and would be, and it's like so. That
I
was
have,
the that was, huh?
I have to be medicated to get it. I cannot get
Yeah.
in that machine.
Wow. Yeah.
I can't even get my, you know how they do the micro eyelashes or whatever?
Hmm.
And they have to close your eyes and put tape over it. That's it. I can't do it. I'm like, I'm done.
Wow. Yeah.
Just tattoo me. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I'm done. Not your
Mm-mm.
eyelids.
They can medicate you. They can give you a tablet to get in there, and because I can't do it. It's like putting me in a.
Were you ever able to do it before? Was it ever a time you were able to do it?
When I was younger, I didn't have that fear. Now that I'm older, and you just got to fear it. I'm like, this is a bubble. I'm not getting in there. Nope, 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 nope.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's insane. But I mean, when you have that claustrophobia, it's like, what are you really fearing? Like, are you fearing that it's going to move in and you can't get out? Or is it more so like I'm stuck?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm still trying to figure that out, because after a while, the walls just kind of.
Just the fact that you got something that's right here in front of your face.
Yeah.
You can't look beyond it. You can't turn your head. You're just right there. You can feel your breath bouncing back on you, and it's just suffocating because your breath can't go no higher than what's right there.
Right.
And if it's like you're in a box.
Oh.
And you can't move. And then all of a sudden you get in these really crazy thoughts, like, feels like I'm in a casket. I gotta get out.
Like wearing that mask around everywhere. Claustrophobic.
Yeah, yep.
Oh my God. It is. It hurts my head. I've been doing grocery shopping lately. It hurts my head.
Yeah, to wear it after a while, it just numbs around your ears, and it's a pain in the.
Oh.
Do all you guys wear masks outside and everything?
Yeah. Not outside.
I put a bandana on there until I get my mask.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's just as annoying because like it heats up and now everything's hot.
And wash the hands after everything we touch. I carry my wet ones in my hands in the grocery store, and if I touch something, I wipe my hands.
I just did the N95 mask or whatever. It in February. It just got here yesterday, and it has a vent on it, and so that's a little bit better. That's a whole lot better because I can breathe through it. And then it came with two filters. Like this. Came with a little filter.
How come y'all don't wear a mask all year round? Because we have the flu, you know what I mean?
You know what? In China, they wear it all the time. I don't know if anybody ever noticed, but they walk around with masks all the time. If they have a cold or a flu, and that's the problem.
They wear masks. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying that their pollution level is incredibly high.
Well, thanks to the emission rolls back, ours is going to be too.
Yeah.
So that's people dropping dead from this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, because there was like millions of deaths from the flu last year. I mean, the corona has only killed a few 100,000, and we have a vaccine for the flu. What's going on?
I don't take
right. When you say that, that sounds good, but it's really, I know. So just so you know, I'm Nolan Davis. My father's a consultant 3-star general, and I know a lot of people that are first responders. When we have the flu, we don't have dead bodies in freezers and trailers because they dying at such a fast rate.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that, it's just, if you look at it from a realm of logic, it's not a situation of this is not comparable to the flu. It's not. No. So when you look at the numbers that we have at such a rapid rate is literally busting the seams of the hospitals that we have. Now look at the flu. The first responder I can get on the phone right now, she knows 5 people that are EMTs that died from this coronavirus. Right. EMTs are not dying from the flu. at a
Nope.
fast rate like this. I know a lady by the name of Hope. Her name is Hope McKenzie. If you go in there right now, she knows 2 pilots and 3 stewardess that died in this last 3 months. They're not dying like that from the flu. So it's a different situation.
The thing is that they're not taking it seriously. You're making it so, well, it's only a certain number. No, you're not. They're not telling you the truth. They're not telling anybody the truth. You're not going to get better. Your lungs are scarred. Your heart is having. I mean, I was looking at, what's his name? The guy from CNN, Cuomo, and he does this show. You can look in his eyes and see that this man is. I mean, he's sick, but you can actually see he's struggling. Now,
I know a lot of people myself. I know a lot of people, right? I probably know more than the average person. I personally know 3 people that died of coronavirus in the last 3 months that I know. Like, I can show you pictures of me and them growing up. I've never had 3 people die of the flu. I'm 47 years old in a 3-month period of time. Like, I don't even know 3 people that died of the flu in 47 years. It's not the flu.
There is someone that has known. You know, there's somebody that has a friend that has died of the flu. And I'm not saying that corona is not a big deal, because it is. It's just how we handle it.
Yeah.
Right.
Wear that mask that I gave you.
What I'm saying is 3 people to die in less than 3 months that you personally know. That's not like everybody. So Trump's grandfather or great grandfather died of the flu at some point in time. Right. You hear of that, but 3 people in 3 months, and we've not even flattened the curve. We're still escalating. Right.
That's right.
Right. So like I said, it's whatever. And the people that I know people that know 5 and 6 people that's dying because they're on the front lines. They're either at the airlines or they're first responders.
That's right.
So that's what it is, man.
Yeah, I can relate to that point too, because 2 people for certain that I knew personally. One, died of it, and one just died of it just past Saturday, and one was, I think, Thursday. And in the funerals, they're not allowing more than 10 people to go to the funerals.
Nope.
So it's definitely bigger than, and I agree. That was the take I had on it too. That it's close. It's people that that you just took pictures with. You just was seeing. You just saw. I mean, we just saw each other a month ago. Last month, and expecting to see each other another time, and so it's definitely something going on. And it is, and I think one of the other thing is to get educated about it as much as you possibly can, to get informed, and what is the pattern, and what with talking to a doctor, and it was like, well, if you have already have, what do they call it? I forget the doctor term of it.
Antibodies.
Compromised immune system.
Well, if you already have something,
Right.
you already have some sort of something going on, whether it's diabetes, asthma,
pre-existing conditions.
Pre-existing conditions, right? And so you have pre-existing conditions is the common theme, so that's why. So you get different stories in this. Well, it's affecting young people too. But when they go back to really look at it, those persons have pre-existing conditions. And then there's some, so it's definitely something going on. People are dying. It's not, it's hard to kind of relate it to just the flu and compare it to just, it has flu-like symptoms. It has flu-like symptoms. You cough, and they both are, I want to say they both are respiratory, in nature, where they both deal with, and get in your chest and things. I just think, like you said, it and that's not just an opinion. You got people dying to prove that it's more than that, So to take it serious and heed it, we don't know what's going on. And that's one of those things that causes the anxiety that we're talking about and the depression that we're talking about, because you don't know if the person that's behind you in line has it or not. You don't know, and then you don't know, so it's those things of accepting change. Yes, go ahead.
You just got to treat it. Right now, I don't have an immune system because I have, I'm a breast cancer survivor. So I don't have an immune system. I'm on medication that is, I'm out to the open. So when my brother tells me, hey, I gave somebody a ride from the church to the supermarket and I spent like 4 hours with them, our whole family decided it's time for you to self-quarantine. We'll see you in 21.
That's right. Yeah.
So he was like, what? I did not let him in my house.
Yeah.
And whatever. I said, nope, you got to self-quarantine.
Yeah.
He'll be back with us on next Sunday. But I don't have an immune system. So you have to take care of yourself.
That's right.
And you better also think, too. There was a movie with Denzel Washington. And remember how this guy, this bad guy can jump into different people just by brushing up alongside them?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember that movie, the name of the movie, but you have to think of it like that, because you can go out to your car, have a conversation with somebody, not realizing who they socialize with that may be sick, and then you come home and all of a sudden now you're sick. Now you got to figure out, oh, it's just a little cold or whatever, but now it turns into something different. So it's like that. It's like it's jumping. It's like a flea jumping from a dog to a dog to a dog. So you have to try to look at it differently. You have to, because if you don't, the people in your family and your loved ones and yourself could be compromised. Right. And then you got to come in, like my daughter told herself helping a homeless guy in the store, but he followed her into the grocery store and he's standing behind her coffin. She panicked, dropped her stuff, leaves, pay for whatever she paid for, leaves, come home, stands in front of the doorway and stripping off her clothes, her mask, the gloves and everything. She throws it in the bag. They throw it downstairs. She goes upstairs and she's disinfecting herself before she even touches me or come near me. This is where we're at today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was a first responder. I was a Philadelphia police officer. So I was a first responder. So I know what they're going through.
Right.
Okay. You don't have an S on your chest. Superman or Superwoman. You're out there doing your job and people are playing with it, going around licking toilet seats or going through the supermarket and touching produce. What is wrong with people? Nope.
They're naive today. They're naive. Like, I mean, I was always taught to always take care of yourself, and then you got to take care of yourself, even down to the people that you love. My brother wanted to go to a church service, an open church service on Easter Sunday. I said, "Are you nuts? You're going to sit in a petri dish, okay, and take your chances. Well, you might as well just put a bullet in the gun, spin the chamber, and play Russian roulette, because that's exactly what you're doing." We've kind of always been doing that our whole lives.
Our whole lives. And it's not going to hit me. They didn't have a problem when they thought it was an old folk disease. Okay? Only the old people is going to die. We're going to party like it's whatever. Okay? But it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate. Old, young, babies, it don't discriminate. If you have a compromising system and it can get in there, first of all, look what it does to your lungs. It's destroying you from the inside. So
I gotta work.
If you love your family, if you love yourself, if you respect your boundaries, you'll be all right. You just have to ride out the storm. You just have to. Moses did it on the ark. He was on it for a long time, okay? You just have to ride it out.
So last thing I want to say about the whole flu situation. The flu would kill a lot more people if we didn't have vaccines.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's a situation of, it sounds to compare it to something that is very comparable, but we're talking about a virus that has vaccinations and treatments for it, and we have nothing that can stop this.
Nope.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Quick enough.
It takes a minute,
Well, you had the people in place, but they all got.
I mean, they didn't come up with the flu vaccination overnight.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, and still the flu still kills a lot of people. And like I was saying earlier, it's not the same thing but it kind of is. We just got to take care of ourselves more so now than ever. And, Margaret, you said you wanted to say something over there, Ma?
Yeah, I said you need to wear that mask that I gave you. Public.
I have a beard. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Doesn't work. I have to shave.
Oh, you take
God.
it from them babies, then you're gonna.
I
be all
wash.
set.
We don't, you know.
So, Mr. Nolan, do you have any words that you would like to say in regards to maybe depression or anxiety that you kind of had the pleasure of, or not pleasure, but may have encountered that you see a different way that another person may?
So here's the thing. The thing is, in my opinion, I've been talking to, I have a let's say a daily show that I talk to a doctor to help from this whole situation. And I mean a neuroplasticist, to where they really show you how to use your brain to get to the next level in life, right? And so one of the things is that she's a counselor as well to help us get through these types of situations. One thing is just to stay active. And I don't mean stay active like run and do this and do that. A lot of times we fall into, we're creatures of habit. So we fall into, when we're not doing anything because we've worked all day, or we're not doing anything because, we're tired at the end of the day with the kids, or whatever the case may be. It is a situation of, let me just watch TV. Well, we've been home for weeks, and so now all the TV has been watched. You see what I'm saying? So what we need to do is really look at how we can use this as our cocoon, right? What do we want to do? Because we don't want, there's going to be a new normal that's created from this situation. I don't know what that new normal is. We're creating it right now from the virtual situation that we're doing right now, and less personal interactions. And so as we do that, we need to figure out, who do we want to be? What have we always want to do? What books did we want to read? What anything that's out there? I literally believe you could become a heart surgeon off of YouTube if you watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, what do you want to learn? What do you want? So use this time to be in your cocoon, to come out a bigger, better, more beautiful butterfly out of this whole situation. And that keeps you from just focusing on what's going on out there. Still be conscious of what's going on out there, and know that you can control your own safety. And with that, keep your mind going and stay busy with being the person that you want to be. That would be, if you were to do any one thing to keep you out of depression, to keep you out of freaking out, to keep you in maybe even better spirits, and even know that there's a better end to this, then, because you don't want to come out of this the same person that you went in and you had all this time. So now it's a situation of, it wasn't lack of time that you had to become the person that you wanted to be, it's lack of discipline. So if it's lack of discipline, then we need to figure out how we can create discipline through all of this time that we have. So that would be my 2 cents of what we need to probably do as a community, or a people, or a race, or Americans, or whatever you want to label it as.
Nice. Now, to add to that, I would like to add to your point, what jumped out at me is that to know that this is a temporary too, and know that this is temporary, and not to take it, don't make a temporary situation a permanent, don't make permanent decisions based on temporary situations.
Absolutely.
So we know
Well
that,
said.
you know that this is a, for the way that it is, it's going to be a new normal. What's not temporary is the change. Embrace that as soon as possible. Embrace that the change that this is going to be different. It ain't going to be like it was. Accept that, because the sooner that's embraced, the better and easier it'll be. I tell students, I teach adults, and I can tell a difference by the age group. when I'm teaching a younger person, I'm teaching an older person or an adult. And when I'm dealing with adults that maybe are around my age or older a little, you know, the very first thing I have to constantly remind them, you know, before class is, look, you know, we're about to embrace new information. This is some information. It doesn't make you less smart of a person. You know, you have a master's degree. I'm sure you're very brilliant and very good and smart at what you're doing. You know, however, just surrender to this material. Release it, because if you check that at the door and leave that at the door, that, you know, I don't know this material, and I'm surrendering to this material, surrendering to this moment, then it's easier for me to take it in. So now if I don't take this and say, okay, this is the end of the world, it's, you know, or make it a permanent thing and mentally wrap my head around that, then it's a lot easier. It's easier for me to embrace it for really what it is. Again, being present. You know? What's going on with the present? That's all I wanted to add to that. You very well said, Nolan. Thank you for that, for sharing.
Hey, I like what you're saying. I'm gonna give you something real quick. Hold on one second. I'm gonna give you something real quick. If you're teaching kids, I'm gonna show you something that I taught my kids at one point in time, and it's a way that because you said about being smart at something, right? So because everybody's not smart at everything. So I told my kids at one point in time, I said, if you got a doctor, you got a lawyer, you got a mechanic, and you got a daycare professional in the room, who's the smartest person in the room? And so people think, well, you know, the doctor can save people's lives, the attorney knows the law really well. All of that sounds good, right? And whoever they pick, I pick something else, but I put it in the situation. So they say the doctor. I say, well, what if the car break down? Who's the smartest person in the room?
I was just saying that.
Right. Everybody got their own superpower.
That's right. Come on, man.
So you don't have to be the smartest person in the room of everything. Stay in your lane, figure out exactly what it is, and then pay homage and respect everybody else in their superpower, because everybody go have a time to where they need to go save them with their superpower, because that's what you're good at. So you ain't never got to be the smart. I don't never claim to be the smartest person in the room. I'll be the first dude to tell you, oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, man. Yep.
So yeah. All right. Appreciate it, man. Well said.
That's awesome. I'm gonna need to get all that, because I'm like, can I put that on my podcast?
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, Mr. Nolan, he did the dang thing. All right. Anybody else got any thoughts or any other subjects that they may want to kind of discuss, or kind of we can kind of all, like, you know, swap heads?
Yeah, I got some. That was amazing words, and I loved everything. And it just kind of leads me to say that maybe that this is kind of God's way of showing us, hey, you know, we need to slow down a little bit, spend the time that we need to spend the time with the people that we want to, even though it's through a phone call. That's what this phone call is about.
Yeah.
And just, you know, we need to actually relax rather than stress, because, you know, we only have so much time on this earth anyway, and people are dying every day. It doesn't matter if it's the corona, or if it's the flu, or if it's a gunshot, or if it's a heart attack. Somebody's dying every moment.
Every moment.
And it takes this time to actually realize that we have to stay in the house and not do anything. But maybe we can do anything in the house. I mean, I can forge a knife in my fire pit. Why not? I can build a drone. I can build a drone from, you know, 4 dead drones and just make one fly, right?
Oh, wow.
You gotta figure out what you want to do.
Personally, would love to be able to afford to be able to be stuck at home, but I can't.
Yeah, we have, you know, you have to do what you got to do to make money in this time. You know, don't stop making money. Just be cautious.
Yeah.
I am. I'll wear my mask.
Like, that's, you know, I don't shake hands with anybody that I don't know. And even if I, you know, like me and my buddy, I hung out with him today to go pick up some bread that he made me, but we work together. So, you know, he's been staying in, so I know it's cool.
Well, at least one thing we can be grateful for is the fact that we would not otherwise get this group of people on the same call We're meeting new people without
Mhm.
leaving our homes.
Mhm.
We're still fine. We're still healthy. We're still
That's it.
happy. That's all you can say, right?
Don't got the virus.
Without
Right.
the virus.
Right. Yep.
Hey,
Our body will create the immunity to, defeat this virus. Just somebody's going to be born and somebody's going to cure it, and there you go. Just
Yeah.
imagine if Y2K actually had social media. Think about how bad that would have actually been. That's what I put everything into, you know what I mean? It's kind of a
yeah.
social media game. And yes, it is serious. And just, just stay indoors, I guess.
Yep.
Don't
Hey,
freaking.
so Steven, you said you made the comment about still making money. Hey, I literally make money from home, and I show other people how to do it, and I show people how to save money on the bills that they already spending.
And I
So-
like that. I've been trying to get into stuff like that, but I'm not good at the computers and stuff like that. I'm good with building stuff,
Right. You ain't got to be that good with the computer. I can show you a couple of things, and we can go from there. We can take that offline. I'm just letting you know that a lot of times people look at work from home situations. I make the bulk of my money. If you look up Nolan Davis, look up NOLEN Davis.com, and you'll see some of the stuff I do. But I make all of my money off of working from home, and I have something right now that's helping a lot of people during this coronavirus situation that literally is putting money in people's pockets. That's it. And if you look,
I like it. Yeah.
if you look me up, I literally had to I'm a Guinness World Record holder as well, and I was doing another one, and I had to cancel it because of this coronavirus. And so when you see, I was getting a proclamation from the mayor, from the city. I don't know where you guys are, but I'm in Houston. And so
I as well.
You in Houston?
I'm in Houston.
In Friendswood, I'm in Bay Cliff.
I'm in I say Houston, but I'm in League City because most people from
I'm in Bay Cliff, not far from
right. But if you want to take my number down, send me a text. Your information, and anybody who really wants to figure out how to make money on the side, because this is changing the dynamic financially for a lot of people. People are getting laid off, people are furloughed, people that own businesses can't go out there and do their business. And if I can show you how to get paid off of putting money into other people's pocket with no out-of-pocket money for them, I'm telling you, it's the hottest thing ever. My number is 832.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Put me on the spot. Let's do this. Got it.
Hey, you brought it up, big dog. You started talking about the financial. I was just coming to talk about that, but I mean, this is really what I do.
832 what? I'll put it in that.
Area code 832-317-8359. Now I only said Steven because he brought it up. Any of you guys just text me your name.
See, we all gonna be working together,
Yeah.
Hey, it's all about, man, it's all about, like you said, coming together and working together. Right. That's what it's all about. We got a bunch of different people on the phone. Wait, hold on. Yep, that was it. I believe I just saw it. We got a bunch of different people on the phone, but everybody has the same goal. It's to financially take care of your family and to be able to live the life that you want to live. And that's why I'm a motivational speaker. And I show people that I speak to, and literally for the people that's on this call with Maya, man, I'm telling you, if we can really pull together, it's one thing to come out of here with ideas. It's another thing to pull together our resources and see what we can build from that. And that's how I get down.
Boom. See, that's another guy talking. See that? We're using our intellectual brains now. We're using our, God gave us.
That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so the team that I build is called Justice League, just like I told, I don't know the dude's name with the hat that I was talking to that said he has the kids, that he trains the kids. You said Maurice?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Maurice, the name of my team is called Justice League because I see everybody's superpower and the potential that they have. Like people want you to change. I'm all about building off of your superpower of who you are and the way that God made you, and everything else you can learn. So that's just how I get down.
Yeah, meet the person where they at. Meet you where you are, man.
Yep.
That's it.
That's good.
Yeah, I need that superpower help. Man, if you take my number down, everybody text me. I'm not gonna hit you tonight, but text me and tell me that you was on this call, and I'll call you tomorrow. I promise you that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Nice.
All right. Well,
so
I got to go right now. I need to help my wife with a couple of things. Hey, I appreciate y'all listening to me on this call. I didn't really know what to expect, but man, we can all do some big things together. Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Man, y'all have a wonderful evening. Talk to y'all later.
Thanks for coming.
Yep. All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
That's good stuff. See, all right. I knew something good was gonna come out of.
I know, right?
It was too. It was a little too.
He said do.
Two.
He's on that dance. He's ready to dance.
Yeah, do my two-step. It was a little too difficult. Too difficult to get started. Yeah.
I know, right? I love it because I'm like, you know what? We're all in this together. We all have the same mindset for the most part. You know, we definitely want to make sure that we're all comfortable, our families are comfortable and different things like that. So Nolan did me that favor and popped in. I didn't think he was, but I appreciate it.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, I did an interview with him a couple weeks ago. He's a thorough brother. He really is, and he always tries to help everybody.
That was the program you sent to me, wasn't it?
Yes, Vive. Yeah.
I forgot what it was already. I remember I said I probably wouldn't be able to do it because it's selling. But
hey, it's something you can do right then and there. I mean, take advantage. It's there for a reason, and I think it's awesome because of the fact that you're not only helping yourself, you're helping others. So I mean, that's a great thing.
That's what it's about. So the only thing I would take away that I would add, the one thing that keeps sticking out to me is the serenity prayer, which is whatever title we call them, whether it's God, Allah, universe, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change and the wisdom to know the difference. That's it. So that's that would be my takeaway my takeaway for the night. That's what I would leave us with.
Thank you.
Sir, you had a lot of takeaways. Both of y'all, like, oh my goodness. I'm so happy. I'm super happy. My battle buddy and my best friend. Look at this.
Hey, that's good stuff.
Yes, you guys have been amazing. Any last words? We're closing.
Don't make a temporary situation a permanent one, and stay engaged, and continue to do things like this. Let's stay in touch and keep in contact with people, and and just reach out. I think that's to continue to do what we're doing. Do what we're doing, because you never know who's hurting or who you can help and what words you can say that can benefit someone. You never know.
Right.
You never know who can be affected and helped by one thing that you say. We all have something to offer. Like, the arm doesn't do what the feet does. The head doesn't do what the abdomen does, but all of it works together to make the whole work. You can't do, if the arm shut down, or one body part shut down that has a function, the whole body's affected. So you never know. Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody's been phenomenal. Steven, dude, I'm telling you, you are the man. But awesome, everybody, you guys, just stay positive. A lot of people need to hear a lot of the stuff that was said. you know, do a live tomorrow. You know, why not? You know, say a couple of the quotes that you said. You know, you never know who actually would need it.
Right.
You never know. That one person could just be watching.
Yep.
Like
One
Steven.
Boy.
He's good at motivating
Alone.
and talking. He's good at that.
If you want to hear something about the good Lord, I believe that He is in everyone, and that, you know, God is everyone. So, you know, He kind of died for us for a reason, and maybe that's to give us all a shining light, even if we're going through the worst of days like today.
But you know what? Today is today as a whole is not the worst day. That's all I can say.
Exactly right.
Could be worse.
Definitely could be worse.
All I'm
Definitely.
But we don't pray for worse. We pray for the best.
As like today as a universal.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, like yesterday when no coronavirus, you know, that was a great day, right?
How about that? Before we heard about it.
Yeah, it's been here since November. Like, that's the crazy thing.
I know.
We'll figure it out.
Your music.
Somebody will be immune to
it. Come on with it.
Nice. There you go. That's a nice way to close out. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
You don't know that.
When I
Bill
look at
Winston.
And the world's
all right with
Get crazy.
Look at you.
Y'all about to love this.
all right, y'all.
Bye, friends.
Right.
Love
Good night.
it. Thank you so much for coming.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you.
We need to play this from now on, Val. You gonna be on the next one?
That'll be our intro music.
I told you I got a dance party over here.
There
That's
it is.
an oldie but goodie. That's the best of the best right there. Lovely day. That's awesome.
Everybody have a good one.
You too. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Please
you.
just have fun, okay? Be safe, but love on each other virtually, okay?
Yeah.
Take care, you guys.
Yeah. Do the same. All right.
Well.
Hang on.
I love it. You see my best friend? She's crazy, but she's awesome all at the same time.